Oh my goodness. I cannot believe it. So, today we're supposed to talk pools, right? We're going to have a whole pool conversation. Here's the deal. I'm not a pool owner. I did have a pool company out, and in all honesty, they never sent me my quote because I do want to get a pool one day. Who's the pool owner? My sister. She has one, and we're going to have that conversation with her because she not only is a pool owner, but she was also a lifeguard back in the day, if you didn't know that. Fun fact about Amy, she was a lifeguard. I think I mentioned that a while back in one of the other podcast episodes that we recorded. So Aim has been down and out. Her family has been sick. First, yes, they got the COVID. All of them did. And they got healthy and turned around 24 hours later and got some stomach bug. Ugh, we feel for her. So stay away from Amy. She's sick and the family is too. So we're going to wait for my beautiful sister to come back so that she can have the pool conversation with you. And we're going to go into something a little more interesting today. Shopping. Who is doing home shopping? Who is doing the regular thing? Who's having fun with home shopping? I mean, seriously, right? Since COVID has happened, I know my home shopping shot up 120%. I don't even go to the store anymore. I'm like, what the heck? I don't want to go to the store. Why would I do that? And so I was just having a conversation with Irma, who's one of my podcast producers. She's awesome. If you need one, she's fantastic. I don't know if she's accepting new clients, but I know she's amazing. She makes this podcast sound fantastic. And I told her, Irma, what do you think about Amazon Prime Day? Because it's Amazon Prime Day. And she was like, that kind of stuff doesn't really incentivize me to do more shopping. And I'm in agreement with her. I was thinking about it. Black Friday. I was thinking about, all those like extra discount days. I hear that and I go, oh, that just means more people, more crowds, more everything. However, being an investor and a landlord, I did take into consideration for Black Friday last year, because I wanted to make sure I was buying all new appliances for one of my rental properties. And so, guess what? I was like, hey, you know what? For sure, I'm going to buy all my appliances on Black Friday. Why would I not buy all my appliances on Black Friday? Save great money. And I did. I saved like $1,000. Excellent. Excellent. I saved like $1,000 on Black Friday, which meant I got to buy a computer for the real estate business. Worked out beautifully. I think being strategic about those special deals is very important. And that came from one of my girlfriends. She was like, hey, you should take advantage of Black Friday for your appliances, because I had mentioned it a couple of weeks beforehand. Like, hey, I'm going to buy some appliances for my one rental property. She's like, oh, Black Friday, do it for Black Friday. I was like, she's right. Now, did I do it like in the midst of all the crowd? No way. I went later in the day. I'll be really honest with you. And where I'm at, the crowds don't get too heavy, which is nice. I love that. We're over in the Foothills community, up and tucked in the corner of the 210 corridor next to Glendora, San Dimas, where everyone knows where Raging Waters is. And that's where we're at. Right? So I will say this. I am a regular Amazon Prime shopper. I love one click, buy it now, have it tomorrow, have it in 2 hours, because I am not a huge pre-planner. I am like, oh, this is great, and I want to do it tomorrow. So, yes, I take advantage of it, and I do it ASAP. I order now, and I'm like, I need to have it now, because that's just who I am. And so I love it. I totally love Amazon Prime. I love the simplicity of it. I love the ability to order everything. And I love that it has my history so that I can reorder something I love or not, right? It's just easy. Now, yesterday I was out with a client and they were telling me about how they had this one family friend who was just consumer, consumer, consumer. And as soon as the interest rates changed, right, and the economy shifted, which it has, if you haven't noticed, of course, everyone's talking about it everywhere. It's like first page on the LA Times, it's first page everywhere, all over the news. Recession, no recession. What's the problem? Where are we going? Is the real estate market going to crash? Well, how has that impacted your spending habits? Are you being smarter about how you're spending? Are you spending less? Are you holding back your money? Are you like, oh my goodness, I don't know what's going to happen, so I better save, 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 save? What are you doing? I know lots of people here in real estate are 100% holding back. They're like, what the heck? I don't know what's going to happen. And I know my investors, all of my hardcore cash investors, they're stuck in cash right now. They're like, we're getting ready for the economy to change. And it has changed. Literally, everything has changed. Totally different, right? So, are you being smarter about how you're spending your money? Are you doing it in such a way that it makes better sense? Are you spending less? Or are you spending in such a way that you're like, okay, this makes good sense? Back to the client who was telling me that's exactly what this family friend did. They were like, oh my gosh, the economy changed. We're going into a recession. I don't know what to do. Gas prices are so high. Everything's so expensive. So I'm going to stop buying, buying, buying. Good job. Stop it. Don't buy unnecessary things just because they're on sale. Why would you do that? Buy it because you need it, because it makes sense, because it fits right in where it needs to be, right? And then, there's so many apps on there and on your phone these days that are like, oh, want a better price? Want to know about a better price? Well, check this out, and you can price these things out so that you get the best deal. I love buying books. I'm a big fan of books. And I literally actually clicked on the used book tab the other day. I was like, well, there's only one used one. I can't buy only one used one. So I went back to the regular books and just bought 6 of the regular ones. But the reality is, the used book that was in great condition was $4 cheaper. That's a lot of money. Saving $4. That'll get you half a gas tank, right? I mean, the other day I was in West Hollywood and gas was $7.39. $7.39 a gallon. What the heck? So here's the deal. Like, Amazon Prime Day comes around once a year. I guess it's a great day to dive into deep deals. And do you really need them? That's if you're wise and smart about it, then you go, yes, I do. I've been waiting for Amazon Prime Day. I've been waiting for Black Friday. And now I'm going to buy all the appliances that are necessary for my rental property. That's what I use that day for. Be intentional about it. Think about how you're spending your money every month. Think about the things that you're like, well, I'm just blowing my money, right? I'm just spending it on something that I don't really need. Are you that person that's like, oh my gosh, the Target shopping aisle of 99 cents for everything, and you pick it all up, and did you really need it? I mean, I don't know. Only you know that best. be more intentional about the things that you're doing. As you all know, I'm a Ramsey ELP, and I like to think specifically about what is needed so that I can buy it in bulk or I can give quality things away. The more I consume, the more I want to make sure, like, okay, I need this. I got to spend money. Let's make it the most tangible, um, a budget worthy way. Does that make sense? So, can you look at it from the perspective, if I buy more, I'll get a better price? I can in my business. If I buy more, I get a better price. And then if it's just you at home, is buying more the better price if you don't use half the products? No, 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 it isn't. Now I'm lucky. I have a house of like 5 other people. So we use, oh my gosh, everything and more some always. I'm like, I just bought those grapes and they're gone again. Oh my goodness. So you have to think about where and how you're spending your money. I'll give a big shout out to the guy at Panera Bread the other day because I buy breakfast for the real estate team whenever I come into the office. I buy breakfast for him. And he was like, hey, well, if you buy this combination, you can get 5 for the price of X amount, which is cheaper than what you were actually doing. I was like, high five, Mr. Panera guy. I'm going to give you a tip for the dollar difference that you just saved me, because he was awesome. Really appreciated that he put out that extra effort to help me be wiser in the spending of my money, right? So, you guys just be very intentional about what you're doing with your money and how you're doing it. There's so many awesome apps out there that can itemize it. They attach to your bank statement. Be careful. You don't want any of those fraudulent apps out there. Make sure you get a valid, solid app that can help support you in budgeting your money, budgeting everything that you need. I know over at the Ramsey site, they've got some great applications that you could apply to help you better improve the way you're spending and budgeting money. Now, don't tell me, oh no, a budget. I don't know what that is. I don't know how to do it. Dude, you got $100. You only have $100 to sell. That's a budget. I'm sorry, $100 to spend. That's a budget. It's so easy. Take it down to 0. I got $5 for whatever it be. I got another $15 for gas. I got $10 for my Del Taco Express meal. And I got this, and this. You go down to a 0, and guess what? Your budget's done. Seriously, it is that easy. Total up your paychecks, figure out how much your expenses are, and allocate accordingly. Lori, what does allocate mean? It just means put it in its box, drop it in its bucket, and don't overflow it. That's what allocating is in very simple words, right? So I'm just going to again encourage you to think wisely about the way you spend money. We are in a recession, guys. We've been in a recession. COVID threw us for a loop. The market changed. It was a definite disruptor. The reality is we are going into a recession. The government is doing what they think is best for us to control inflation. Is it working? Well, I don't know. We'll find out. We're just going to wait, watch, and see. I mean, people are complaining about interest rates being 6%. I'm going to tell you, they're still historic lows. They're not at that 2 and 3%. And yeah, it's going to change the market. Definitely going to change the market. What's your credit card look like if you're using credit cards? I am not a credit card user. Yes, my husband has one. I disagree with it. I don't use it. I believe he does. And I wonder if the interest rate has changed at all on it. So again, being a Ramsey ELP, we're not about credit card usage. And people use them. They use them. They use them for all kinds of inspiring reasons, like airline points and travel benefits and free this and free that and free, 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 free. And I'm just going to say, if you're awesome and you know how to pay it back every month so that you really get to take advantage of the free, 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 awesome. I am not that person. I will not pay it back every month. I know I won't. So I personally don't use any credit cards. Me personally, my husband, he's pretty darn good about it. He's pretty disciplined about it. He pays them back, or he pays the majority of it back. And so, it's just an area in our house where we have different conversations. Do you have those conversations with your spouse or your mate or the other person that you're working with? Are you aware of what's happening with the money in your house? Because if you aren't, you need to. You need to know what's going on. If you're the other person in the house who's spending money, you need to know what's going on with the money. That's just all there is to it. Otherwise, you can't truly enjoy Amazon Prime Day, right? How do you truly enjoy Amazon Prime Day or any other special day or the day that you want to spend money? Well, if you have a budget, it'll take all the fighting out of the challenge of your relationship or financial conversations with the other person who's also using that budget, right? Because you just go like, hey, Mr. Partner, Mr. Financial Partner, Mrs. Financial Partner, whatever it is, like we only have $100 to spend this week. Oh, we do? Oh, shoot. Okay, we only have how much of that 100 do you get? Well, I'll take 25. You can have 75 this week. Oh, that sounds like a fair negotiation. I get 75. You get 25. Yeah, I don't really need anything this week, so I'm good. I'll let you have it. Cool. Awesome. Well, I don't really need anything this week either. So why don't we bank it for next week and we can use it next week because next week we're taking friends to dinner. And then you go, oh, that's a great idea. We can have an even better dinner the following week. Now you just banked that $75 for the following week because one of you didn't use your money. The other one had $25 and they used it. And so now the next week you have allocated $175 for that fun dinner you were going with family and friends. Could you imagine if you were just that intentional about how you used your debit card? How much more money would you have in the bank? How much more freedom would you feel financially if you're like, you know what? I really don't need to blow my money today. Like, I'm just going to be intentional about every penny I spend. Now, that might seem a bit overwhelming. And the reality is, it's not at all. You just learn to say no. Why? Because you've got a greater purpose for your money. You've got a greater way to live. You've got a way that allows for you to be intentional and have a greater meaning to other people. I'd rather invest my money in people than invest my money in junk, right? I'd rather spend my money with moments and memories that make great sense, that bond me together with them, than buy them junk. And I don't know, maybe you don't call it junk, right? Because you're consuming fantastic things or whatever. It makes you feel great. I see things as like, it's really junk. Unless it allows for me to create a memory that lasts, like is intentionally ingrained in this little silver-haired head of mine. Like I'm like, yes. I intentionally like allocate Fridays for a family fun day during the summer because my youngest is home, so he can be here and he can have like mom, brother, dad, family, friends day, all of us together. What a fantastic opportunity. What an opportunity for me as mom to make sure I get his undivided attention always, because I'm telling you, it's hard work competing with the cell phone. It's hard work competing with the video game station. So if I can get undivided attention where I make them go into the sunlight and enjoy it, well, I don't know about them, but it makes me feel great. And that's all that really matters, right? I'm kidding. Of course, it's important that they have an enjoyable experience as well. So you allocate the money for the memories. Does that make great sense? Like, don't spend your money on the Target aisle. You're going to toss it. As my podcast producer Irma said, like, why blow your money on something just because it's on sale? No, allocate your money to memories, to experiences. You want to go on a fantastic travel vacation? Get busy planning it now so that you can say like, okay, it's going to cost me $1,000 and I want to go in a year. Put it on the calendar and then figure out how much money you need to set aside every week to make it happen. When people tell me like, oh, I can't do that, I don't have enough money, I'm like, no, you just don't want to invest the time and energy to make it happen. That's just the truth. You don't want to invest the time and energy because you're too busy going like, I'll just spend my $20 right here. Or, ooh, I just saw this and it was only $5, so I'll take it. Well, then your $5 is never used again, right? So think about it, be intentional. My husband specifically pointed out to me one of my favorite gas stations in West Hollywood. He's like, it's $7.40. You better not go there. Okay, I heard you. I'll go around the corner where it's $6.39, right? I didn't like the way he said it. And I appreciate that he saved us $1 though, because it was a great point out to me, right? So are you having an awareness about how your funds are being allocated, how your funds are being used? Are you really investing in what matters? What matters to you specifically? For me, it's memories, it's experiences, it's, of course, real estate. Like I have it on my calendar that I use every month. I have it that this year I'm going to save up X amount of money so that I can buy another investment property. And I've got figured out week by week how much money I need to set aside. Now, here's the deal. If I actually do that, cool. And if I don't, it's okay to reassess your goals. It's okay to change it up. It's okay to move your budget around, right? It is okay. I give you permission, if you need it, to say like, okay, I didn't hit it, and this month I'm going to do it differently. It's okay to start again. That's all you do. So I'm just going to encourage you to be, as Ramsey says, like I love that he says, take your credit cards. If you're really a big credit card user and you're using them more than you think you really should be using them, and you're not ready to cut them up, right? Say, oh, I'm just not ready, Lori. I can't do it. I really, really need to have it. Put it in the freezer and freeze it. Why? Well, because simply put, you'll have to think about that purchase that was so important to you. You'll have to work hard to get it. And so you can't just put it in the microwave, because if you do that, you'll ruin the card, right? So this is obviously saying like, oh, by the way, I don't know my credit card by heart, and I don't know my security code by heart, and I don't know my expiration by heart, or it's not stored in my computer. Eliminate it, unstore it, whatever. If you have a challenge, that is what you have to do to keep you accountable to how you really spend money. And if you don't have a challenge, fantastic. You are better than me because I love spending my money on things for my business and for my family and for my friends. And I just love, like, I have this abundant mindset. I want to just give, 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 give. And so if I'm going to give, 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 I need to make sure that I am also aware of how much I'm giving and how much I'm bringing in. Abundance is a beautiful thing. And I'm not going to challenge you not to have an abundant mindset, because you must have an abundant mindset in order to move money freely through your spirit. You also must be intentional about how the money is spent, where the money is spent, what you're doing with it, right? Don't say, oh, it's just a penny, it doesn't matter. Because, dude, it's a penny, it does matter, right? Pennies add up. Compound interest adds up. Penny on top of penny on top of penny on top of penny makes you that more, shall I say, richer? That's not really a word. And it does, right? It allows for you to have a stronger, better experience. I'm just saying, a lot of people go, well, I don't need money to be happy, Lori. Maybe you don't. And the reality is I do, because I got bills to pay. I got a business to run. I got families to support. I got people who work for me that would be like, hey, Lori, you didn't pay me this week. My podcast producer would be one to tell you that. Oh, shoot. By the way, Lori hasn't paid me this week, right? No, she needs the money to move her business forward. My team needs the money to move their business forward. Your boss needs you to do the work to move your business forward, right? And you need to do the work so that you receive the money to pay for your household expenses. So, look, what amount of money is up to you to bring you peace, to bring you to the abundant mindset. There's no judgment there. That's for you to figure out what you need in your life, how much you want to give, how much you want to have, how much you want to do that. That's why it's called a budget. That's what a budget does for you. It says, this is how much I need, right? To live the abundant lifestyle I want. So take advantage of Amazon Prime Day. Like, you're like, okay, I do need certain things. Write it down in your calendar. Get prepared for it. Christmas is only 5 months away. So get prepared for it. Start thinking about it. I'm going to tell you, I downloaded the Target app and fell in love with it. I'm like, I don't got to go to Target. I do all my Christmas shopping in 1 hour on the Target app, because my family, they enjoy their Target gifts. So I'm going to encourage you guys to be more intentional. Think about it. Plan out your month. One of my teammates on my team, she texts back to me on Sunday. She said, you do realize it's Sunday. And I don't know if she meant like, oh, Lori, because the text said Happy Monday, or if it was because she's like, Sunday, take a day off. Either way, I was preparing for the next week, right? I want to be intentional with my time. I know what's happening. And when you're intentional with your time, it makes better use of your money. So be intentional with your time. Create moments and memories that matter. And one way to do that is to be wise about the money you're spending. So whatever it be, whether it's Amazon Prime Day or it's Black Friday or it's Christmas or it's Valentine's Day or whatever day that you have to spend money, take a moment to say, do I really need to spend this money on this moment? I don't buy anything if I have to give it a second thought. That's just how I am, because I know I'll never use it then. I encourage you to maybe see if that's true with you too. I'm Lori Alvarez, and we love helping families make that move. And the only way you can do that is being wise with your money. So, you want to figure out how to do that? Reach out to us. We'd love to give you a buyer or seller consultation. Thanks so much.